all this evening of your time as you create time to exist. Allow us to begin this interaction this evening of your time with the entitlement, Cleansing Flame. This idea that we have entitled Cleansing Flame is a reference to the idea of the deep emotionality that many of you feel, many times which manifests in the format you call anger. The idea of your anger can be used in a positive way as a cleansing flame to align you, to orient you, to strengthen you, and allow you to begin to learn to act with true deliberateness in your life. For this is a very strong key and a critical key in terms of creating the realities that you want, the realities that you prefer, the act of deliberateness. Utilizing this cleansing flame is to allow you the opportunity to see where you stand relative to all the different kinds of events, all the different kinds of realities that you perceive all around you in your daily life, your daily world, your daily civilizational experiences. These ideas, these perspectives, you're seeing what other people are doing, you relating to them, you deciding from what you see in them as to who you are, what you are, and sometimes most importantly, in seeing what they are, seeing what you are not, can help you really align the idea of deliberateness in your life to truly act out, as we discussed last week of your time, truly act out the reality that you prefer to be. We cannot, in your terminology, stress enough the whole notion, as we discussed last week of your time, of acting out your imagination, acting out your dreams, physicalizing, acting out, setting up the props, creating a physical picture, seeing yourself in that reality, setting up the props, going through the motions, playing it out, saying the lines, doing the part, acting it out, to really lock in the physical reality, to acquire the new habitual rituals that are more representative of the realities you prefer. This acting out is critical to allow you to take your imagination, your non-physical imagination, and truly physicalize it, as you say, bring it down to earth, to lock it in to your neurological system so that you now act differently than you used to, so that in acting differently, you will attract different things that are more representative of the new you that you prefer to be, rather than the old you no longer prefer to be. This is a true physics equation, a true mechanical act, and it is something that will allow you to really transform from one style of living to another style of living. And in changing that attitude, in changing that approach, you change everything you experience in life. Because as we have said many times, all circumstances and situations come into your life fundamentally neutral and can go either way, positive or negative. Depending upon the type of person you create yourself to be, utterly determines the type of effect you get out of those neutral situations and circumstances that you attract in your life. The cleansing flame, the act of alignment, the act of self-awareness, self-recognition, who you are, what you prefer to be. Sometimes, because your society has been used to exhibiting its emotionality in negative terms, that does not mean you cannot turn it around in a very simple way, in a very easy way, and allow it to work for you in a positive sense. You do not have to feel victimized by your negative emotions. You can turn them around. They are, in that sense, also simply props. They are only reactions to things you believe to be true. That is what emotions are. Reactions to things you already buy into. Definitions you have bought into for your entire lifespan, and sometimes for many lifespans. You can use your emotions. If you find them coming up in a negative way, you can still use them. You can give them vent. You can give them free rein. Not in a way that damages you, not in a way that damages other individuals, but in a truly creative way, as a brush, as an artistic implement, as a device to paint the picture you truly desire, to burn with conviction, to burn with resolution, to burn with deliberateness, and see very clearly in your mind's eye, in your imagination, the you prefer to be. If you find yourself in circumstances and situations in your life where you feel angry that you do not have what you really believe you deserve to have, use that anger. Clarify yourself with it. Let it burn through you. Allow yourself to take that anger. And allow yourself, perhaps, in what you may call a remote location, so you may not perhaps disturb other individuals, yell it out at the top of your lungs. Give voice, give vent. It is similar to the idea of acting out your dreams. Take it and give it voice. Stand on a cliff top, perhaps overlooking one of your oceans, and allow yourself to build up all the anger, all the frustration, all the guilt, all the rage that you have bought into for your life. And give it voice, give it vent. Air it, in that sense. Give it to the universe. Acknowledge that it is yours. Acknowledge that you own it. And in acknowledging it, give it voice so that the universe may see that you are owning it, that you are willing to display it in that sense, that you are willing to know it is a part of you. It is a valid piece of you, a valid portion of your overall energy expressed in a certain way. And it is a statement, as you say, a manifesto, giving vent just in a long idea, a long noise, a long scream, a cry, let it release in tears, for that in many ways is a prayer. The idea of letting it come out in a full and strong voice in the same manner that you did as a child when you screamed the idea of what it is you needed, when you announced your presence in that way with the full conviction of your lungs. Let it come out and be a child in the hands of the universe that way. You are not giving up control by doing that, but you are in a sense allowing yourself to truly ride the waves of universal creation, so that control in your life will then be effortless from that point forward. Remember, we have talked about the idea many times that the only reason many of you feel that quote-unquote surrendering to the flow of your life is losing control is because most of you are used to the idea of control coming with resistance, and therefore when things flow effortlessly in your life, you don't think you're in control. But in fact, when you go with that flow, when you really be who you are and give it voice and conviction, your life becomes effortless in that way. When you express yourself to the fullest idea, your life becomes effortless in that way, and it may feel as if you no longer have control. It may feel as if the universe is doing it for you, but in fact you are doing it. You are fully in control, just so effortlessly that you do not necessarily equate it to the idea of control. Give voice to that cleansing flame. Let it burn through you. Let it unite everything within you, because you see, when you do that, when you create that tonality, when you, in that sense, cry to the heavens, cry out loud, reverberate to the earth, you are creating a tonal pattern, a true acceleration of the electromagnetic energy out of which your physical form is made. And as you ring with that tone, as you cry out in that way, as you give full voice to the heavens and the earth, you create a pattern, a vibratory pattern that aligns your entire cellular structure, your entire molecular structure. You vibrate with the idea of who you are. You are willing to express the conviction of who you are. You are willing to announce yourself to the universe and take full responsibility for the you chose to be. You are, in that sense, willing to take responsibility for being the fullest you possibly can be. And when you do that, when you release in that way, that cleansing flame, you will know yourself as lighter. You will, in that sense, allow everything that could come to you in your reality to be lighter and to come to you faster, more quickly, in a more accelerated manner. You are turning on your own inner light. You are shining. You are being willing to shine as the beacon that you are, as the reflective mirror that you are, as the loving light out of which you were created. We realize at this timing that much of the information we are sharing with you at this particular moment may seem to be coming at an accelerated rate. The idea is to understand that you are absorbing all this information on whatever level you need to. We are not, in this sense, allowing the information to come through at this accelerated rate because we wish you to miss anything at all. You are missing nothing. We are doing this on purpose at this time because most of you understand this is not our normal rate of delivery, but we are doing it this way at this time so that your analytical minds will not have quite as much to grasp onto, so that you will be listening with your intuitive levels, and with each and every laugh you open up more doors that allows you to relax into the assurance that each and every one of you is truly a flame of creation, and that each and every one of you is a facet of unconditional love and deservability and deservingness. Each and every one of you is a light in the eye of the infinite. Each and every one of you is an eye of the infinite. Acceleration is the key. The conviction that burns within you. No longer do you have to fear to give it voice. No longer do you have to fear to be who you know you are, who you have always known you were. No longer do you have to judge yourself, nor accept the judgments of others in that sense. As long as you know that you are doing the best you can, with all the integrity you believe is at your disposal. If you know you are powerful enough to create whatever you want without having to hurt anyone else or yourself in order to do that, then act in whatever manner you find appropriate. For you are not doing harm in that sense. And if for any reason you slip out of your integrity, in what you would term an accidental fashion, an unconscious fashion, then know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you will create the individuals or the circumstances to remind you that you have done so, and so you still have a governing system. And you don't have to watch yourself so closely. Every step you take, you don't have to. It is not required that you place such a guard upon yourself. You are co-creators with the infinite. You were meant to create in a free-flowing way. Allow yourself that opportunity. Allow yourself to feel that flow. You deserve it. It is what you are made of. You deserve nothing less. And the universe, the infinite, the all that is, at any time, never was it decreed that you must function as less than you are. As less than you can imagine yourselves to be. Your imagination is the key. What you can conceive, you can be. That's why you can conceive it. You're not capable of conceiving something that you cannot be. The universe does not work that way. It would not be so cruel. It would not be so pointless. It would not be so extraneous. It does not work that way. If you can imagine it, that's who you are. Be it. Act like it. Be the cleansing flame. Be the flame of conviction. Burn as bright as you can. You will never burn out. Never. You will never burn out. You are infinite and eternal, for that is the nature of all that is, and you are extensions of all that is, along with every being in creation. You are made of creation itself. We thank you for allowing us to carry on so. But we simply wish to impart to you that once again, no matter what you have chosen, choose now, or will ever choose to think of yourselves, we know you can create the realities you desire. We have absolute faith in you. There isn't one single shred of doubt in our minds about what you are capable of doing. Not one. We do not stop and think about it for a moment. We know the type of world you can create. We see, with the changes that are going on in your civilization, the type of world you seem to be headed for. In terms of your desire for peace and harmony, it is our perception that you are creating that world. Although now you are going through the last vestiges of your old negativity, getting it all out of your system. Bringing it all up to the surface, appearing to be more violent, more escalation of negativity, but you are getting it all out of your system. That is our perspective. We choose to believe that you are headed for harmony and peace. If we did not perceive that to be so, if we did not believe that we would be interacting with you in a short time, on an equal level, as co-creators in harmony and love, in all likelihood these conversations would not be going on. Your civilization's vibration would be far too unlike our civilization's vibrations for us to be able to interact. For you cannot experience what you are not the vibration of. All vibrations attract the reality that is indicative and representative of who and what you believe yourself to be. That is why conviction is so critical. You always have it. You always have trust. You always have conviction. There has never been a second when you have never had it. Remember once again that your civilization defines doubt as a lack of trust. We do not define it that way. We define doubt as a trust in the negative. Allow yourself to remember, therefore, that you have always trusted in something. It is now up to you to decide whether or not you wish to trust in the positive or to continue to trust in the negative. In the negative definitions. Those definitions that say, it must be so. It has to be this way because that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. Those are simply beliefs. They are your definitions. You have created them. You can change them. We know you can because you always do when it suits you. Let it suit you to create peace upon your planet now. There is much acceleration going on. There are many more opportunities coming up for our civilizations to begin to more blatantly interact with your civilizations. But we do not tell you this because it is necessary that we interact with you. We tell you this simply because it is our perception that you are creating the type of world that would make it more conducive for us to be able to interact with you. Your world, for you, is first. Do not run from it. You chose to be born on your planet. You chose to be alive on your world. Not so that when you recognize the idea of the power of what you call the heavens to run away from your planet, but to bring that power down to your planet, to create literally your heaven on earth. That is your service in your transformational age, and that is why each and every one of you is a flame. So as brightly as you burn, will you then create a beacon that others can see and reflect back to you in the mirror that each and every one of you is. We thank you for opening your doorways. We thank you for your invitations. We accept them gladly to interact with you. We thank you for the gift of your sharing, for it is truly a gift to us. We thank you for your conviction for the you already have chosen to be, and for the you will choose to be in what you may call your future. Our deepest and unconditional love is always sent to you all. Your imagination may make use of that energy in any way, shape, or form it so desires. It is up to you. It is unconditionally sent. Unconditionally. In return for this gift you have given us, in return for functioning as ambassadors and representatives of your society, and for allowing me to function as an ambassador of my respective societies, I ask you now, in what way may I be of service to you?